have a physical quorum represented by Laura Dutton, Ricky Erickson, Hai Vu, myself, and we have Joe Orfano joining us online. The Office of General Counsel is represented by Rebecca Levy. Budget is represented by Lori Whitmer. And before we begin reviewing today's agenda, I'll note that there isn't anyone physically present for public comment. Lynn, did you receive any public comment via email?
No public comment.
Thank you. Let the record show we did not receive any public comment. I'll pause for a moment to allow callers joining us online to unmute and speak up. Hearing no comments, we'll proceed with today's regular agenda. We have items 1 through 6 and 8 through 11 that have been reviewed by Procurement and Budget. Note that Award 7 has been deferred. These items are now ready to be reviewed by the Awards Committee, beginning with item 1, representing the minutes from May 19th, 2022 Awards Committee meeting. Are there any comments or corrections to be discussed? Hearing none, may I get a motion to approve award item 1?
Ricky, so
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Laura Dutton. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Minutes are approved as presented. I'll pass it over to Jenny McCollum, our Chief Procurement Officer, to walk us through each of the remaining items before I ask for a motion, beginning with item 2.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through the chair, award number 2 is a renewal and a contract assignment. This is for our utility tracker portal tool. This project centers around providing JEA customers the ability to better manage their energy and water costs by utilizing this online portal. Utility Consumer Analytics and a division of North Harris Computer Corporation is our recommended awardee in the amount of $274,033.56. This is our last renewal option, taking us through the end of June of 2023. I'll just make a note, we competitively bid these services in 2012, and back in 2020, we moved forward with a new sole source contract, which will end with this renewal. So this will take us through that original sole source, what we call single source now. Let's see if there's anything else I'll just note that we are going to bid this out during this one-year renewal term, and just as a note, the tool is aging and doesn't provide a newer functionality for our customers required without a base platform upgrade. It's considerably more expensive, so we are going to bid this out. I'll note that they have held their pricing flat with our previous renewal. They are asking for a 4% annual increase on this one, which is typical when we look back at the contracts starting in 2012. So we feel that is reasonable. And then lastly, we just note that they do have, we are signing this contract based off of an assignment letter that we received. So we've done that. It's just kind of a retroactive for you guys to know that we've assigned this contract. Do you guys have any questions, comments?
I do have a question. Because I haven't seen this before. It seems to me like this is would be a separate contract because it is a separate award, but it is actually a continuing of a contract since 2012, 2013 or so.
I believe, Nathan can chime in, I believe in 2020 we put together a brand new single source award. So it isn't continual, this was a brand new contract.
But the contract itself, the attached document is one continuous contract. It's worth over $2 million.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking, see if it's appropriate and all that from
So good morning, this is Nathan. Not sure I caught all of that, but this is a new single source contract that we awarded now 2 years ago, and this is the second renewal. So there was a new contract created. It was very similar to the previously bid contract. However, that was a new contract at that point.
So Nathan, did we just use the original contract from when we bid this out, when we put the new single source together because of maybe the terms and conditions that we had already negotiated? I think
Yeah.
Kai's trying to state that it looks like we just did an amendment to the original one when this was a full
Yeah, so if you
new
scroll,
contract.
scroll to the next page or so, is that the current contract for this award item?
Yeah, I have to double check, but I believe actually we did an amendment to the
Right.
original contract, even though it was a new sole source award. It was an amendment, as you can see, Amendment 8. So we've been updating these based on that original contract. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
So that's what I'm asking. It seems like from the contract, it's one continuous award because it's gonna end up over 2 million, but and I'm hearing that we're actually sole sourcing separately. So shouldn't we have an independent contract from the existing contract?
I'll defer to legal.
Yeah.
I think we could probably go either way if we're using the same terms and conditions and it's easier from a renegotiation standpoint to amend it. I think we can do that. We basically, in our amendments, are gonna state when it goes to the awards committee, any kind of changes we make. So you should be able to see the history. So I mean, that might be a technicality, but I can defer to.
And Jenny, I think the decision when we single sourced this 2 years ago, the decision was that the original bid term and renewals expired. So rather than doing a contract extension at that point, we decided on the single source. And from the vendor perspective, it's still the same, under the same contract, same terms. So, at that point, legal was involved in creating, this amendment. And, they were okay with that approach. So I'm not sure if we need to do anything there.
I mean, at this point, I would not change direction since this is our last renewal. Going forward, we are going to rebid it. And if we end up going with this company, however those results end up, that will be a brand new contract.
Yes, as long as legal is okay. I just don't know enough to.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm asking, to make sure it's appropriate.
If Rebecca, if
Right.
you want to chime in.
Absolutely, and so I was just looking through the materials just to take a look here. But I will say that generally you can continue renewing as long as the underlying contract provided for those renewals. And so it looks like, hang on, I'm sorry, I don't think I have every single document in front of me here. But just based on the recitals here, it looks like we entered into the original contract in 2012, provided for a renewal. And then there's been some extensions along the way. But I honestly, I think I probably need to look at all of these documents. But when I looked at this before, I thought it was probably okay. So the last award was last May for a 1-year contract. And I'm just looking to see here if there was anything in the previous award document that it looks like the previous award did contemplate that there might be that there was going to be one additional renewal available.
I don't, so Rebecca, why don't we take that part offline? If there's anything you want to do different from a contract, perspective, when we amend this one, we can talk about that. I don't think it should hinder the ability for the awards committee to approve the renewal and the amount that we're asking to increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
agree.
Right, agreed. The rest is the contract and that
Right.
procurement and legal can work out.
Okay, so I will leave that, Nathan, for you guys to connect before we execute. Let's just make sure all the documentation is in line with all the different awards that we've put together and how we've set this contract up.
For sure.
Thank you. I'll pass it back to the chair.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 2?
Orfano, so moved.
And a second?
I do second.
We have a motion from Joe Orfano, a second from Hai Vu. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, motion is adopted. I'll pass it back over to Jenny to present award item 3.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 3 is a piggyback. This is for our laboratory equipment and supplies at the JEA Main Street Laboratory. Fisher Scientific Company LLC is our recommended awardee in the amount of $126,217.65. The state contract was originally a 5-year contract with 3 one-year renewals. We have been following this contract for a while. They have been utilizing their yearly renewals, and so we have been following suit. So this contract is still valid. I believe it does expire this year, or with this term. So we'll have to see what the state is doing and if they're going to bid this back out for next year. We've got some history here. I won't read through it all, but we started with an informal award through up to $300,000 and have come to the committee to increase that. This will bring us to a new not to exceed amount of $426,217.65. I'll pause there, see if you guys have any questions.
Just looks like in March, you'll have to do something different.
And usually with these, the state is probably already
That's what I said.
bidding something back out. But we'll keep an eye on it. All right, I'll pass it to the chair for a vote.
May I get a motion to approve award item 3?
Ready, second.
We have a motion from Laura Dutton, a second from Ricky Erickson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion is adopted. I'll pass it back over to Jenny to present award item 4.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 4 is a renewal. This is for our customer payment processing services, so our bank-to-bank and lock box for our customers to make payments. Bill to Pay LLC is our recommended awardee in the amount of $138,695.02. This will take us through June of 2023. And this will be our, let's see, is this our last renewal or do we have, yep, this is our last renewal on this one. When we compare the current rates with this renewal, it looks like we do have a slight increase. There's a 4 cents per transaction, and that's for the electronic file processing. We do about 76% through that method for our customers paying their bills. And then the remaining 24% of the volume is processed through 2 additional providers with no cost increases. And then lastly, the renewal rates for the lockbox payment services have remained unchanged. So this will take us through the next year, and we will have to rebid. So everybody keep that on your radar, because these are something we need to get out in front of so that we're not struggling to get a new contract in place and have it affect our customers. So let's not wait too long to start that process.
This one feels like the sort of, I mean, probably there's a handful of examples of this where it feels like a longer term agreement with maybe fixed price for a period and then the option to certain increases.
Yeah.
Not to rock the boat with our customers.
Right.
It seems like you don't wanna knee jerk and change this
Yeah.
often, so.
Agree. So keep that in mind. I think it's Nathan's, right? Yeah. When we go back out to bid, looking at a longer term than the 3 years, maybe a 5+1. See where that gets us. Any other comments, questions? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 4?
Hi, Luke, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Hai Vu, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 5.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 5 is a proposal. This is for fiber engineering services for Nassau wastewater treatment facility. Evan Lilly Contracting LLC is our recommended awardee in the amount of $237,343. This is a project completion, and I'll note that this vendor is a JSAB. We only received one proposal when we went out for this. Low participation, included just limited resources. This is on the fiber side, so a little bit different animal than what we see in the other engineering projects. We believe that their rates fall in line with our current rates when we kind of look at the overall picture, kind of nets out the difference when we're comparing to other contracts. There was a budget shortage of about $37,000, which is coming from the water wastewater project that needs fiber. So then we'll work through that if they haven't already. Any questions or comments?
This is high. This project is much needed, but I do have questions and comments. I think first of all, if you go to the table that compares the current description of the positions versus the new, I don't agree with that. The second one, the design engineer is not the same as independent technical review, and when you look at Evan Lilly's table for the hours, you only have Frank Wells doing all of the design, and then there's an independent review. It's exactly what it is. It's being done by a third party that they have yet to be determined. So that's my first point. So probably just should take that out. I don't think it provides a lot of value anyway. My other concern is that you have Frank Wells, one person doing everything. There's really only one person listed on the whole. He's so, who's doing the survey? Who's doing call it the other things related to design, from sewer to MOT design to permitting with the county. That's a big issue up in Nassau. I know Frank Wells is very capable, but he's an electrical engineer, and are we comfortable that he's going to be able to do all of those? Because it's one person. You look at the table for the hours and such. There's no support. There's no drafters. There's no other engineers. He's the project manager, EO, and engineer of record, and apparently everything else. So I guess I'm asking Greg if you're comfortable with Evan Lilly doing this work.
Hey, hi, this is Greg. Yeah, I'm very comfortable with Frank being able to do this project. He's done numerous ones in the past for us, and I mean, even when he was with Black and Veatch, he was the main person doing most of the work. The independent technical review that you're seeing there is for the FP&L pole permitting. We have to do make readies and everything for each pole up there because we're attaching to FP&L for our agreement with them. We have to put together a permit for each pole. So that independent person is going to be the one helping us. They are actually under contract with FP&L. So it will streamline the process for us to be able to get that through FP&L pole permitting.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, if you go to the table, it's as far as what they are proposing. Right here, see? And it's, at least for me, it seems exactly what it says, you know, Frank Wells doing all the design throughout the process, and then you have essentially a technical review by somebody else. It's only 8 hours throughout the entire design process, so that's consistent with the review versus a design, a person.
I mean, I'm comfortable with Evan Lilly being able to perform this work. So.
Okay. Because when he said Black and Beach has a full support staff of
They do.
other people that can help him here. He's going to be responsible for everything and signing off on everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Why don't we follow this one, you know, closely from a vendor performance perspective, so you guys have that tool, you know, to score them, not just, you know, and to keep up with the, you know, throughout the process. You can do kind of that check-in midway with a performance scorecard, and we like to see those anyways, good or bad. So it would be a good opportunity for us to do that for this one, especially since they're JSEB. Let's just, you know, document their performance, making sure, you know, everyone is comfortable, and that should keep everybody on track. There shouldn't be any surprises if we start to see performance issues. But it sounds like we're comfortable moving forward if the committee is. Any other comments, questions?
So Jenny, this is Lori Whitmer from Budget. There is a comment in the narrative about being short 37,000. I would like that to be removed. Before any award comes before the committee, we ensure that there is budget, and there is budget.
No problem. They're probably referring to the fact that it was 37,000 short from their budget estimate.
That was the intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Nathan. You know, we were just basically showing where that additional money came from, as far as the original budget versus what the award amount was. We can remove it.
Good.
Yep, back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve Award 5 with amendments?
Ricky, so moved.
In a second.
I'll approve second.
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Hai Vu. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back over to Jenny to present award item 6.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 6 is a contract renewal. And this is for our facilities group, and this is for the repair and maintenance of generators. We perform the scheduled and emergency repairs and maintenance of generators throughout our service territory. Zabat Power Systems is our recommended awardee in the amount of $1,911,434.20. This is our first one-year renewal, so we have one left. Business feels they've been performing well, and they have agreed to renew this contract at their current contract rates. So the unit prices are fixed for the term of the contract. They know that the budget estimate was based off of the budget for FY23. So we've got this in our budget for FY23. The variance between the budget estimate and the renewal amount includes the addition of 100 new assets requiring maintenance. So they're incorporating that into this renewal, and they have identified the additional funds under another approved line item in their FY23 budget. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll pass it back to the chair.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 6? And a second? Second. We have a motion from Laura Dutton, a second from Ricky Erickson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. As a reminder, award item 7 has been deferred, so I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 8.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 8 is a change order. This is for our engineering services for the 69 kV circuit 663 reconductor project. Pickett and Associates Inc. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $67,304. We expect this to be finished in March of 2023. We originally approved this through the awards committee back in February, about $784,000 approximately. We have done one change order through the procurement. We can do that up to 10%. And we added support route study alternatives, real estate support, and LiDAR surveying. This change order is for the engineering support services during construction. So this should conclude their contract. You shouldn't see another increase unless we just see some kind of, something in the construction that we weren't expecting. Any questions or comments? All right, pass back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 8?
Joe Orfano, so moved.
I Vu second.
We have a motion from Joe Orfano, a second from Hai Vu. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 9.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 9 is a change order. This is for Brandy Branch and Kennedy Generating Station CO2 Fire Protection Life Safety Upgrade Project. Milton J. Wood Fire Protection Inc. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $189,480. We expect this to be completed in February of 2023. In the note for the change order, we had unit K38-9 included in the original scope. It's been found to have multiple components of the system demonstrating less than functional performance. So they'd like to wrap that into this project as well, still within the similar scope of the original. I'll pause and ask for comments, questions, concerns. All right, hearing none, I'll pass it back to the chair for vote.
May I get a motion to approve award item 9?
Second.
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Laura Dutton. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 10.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 10 is a single source. This is for our peak shaving storage tank relocation. Consists of disassembling the existing Aquastor Bolt steel tank located at Twin Creeks Wastewater Booster Pump Station. And then reinstalling it at the Mandarin Wastewater Treatment Facility. So the tank will be used as a temporary sledge holding tank during repairs of the existing concrete sludge holding tanks. Florida Aqua Store and Utility Construction, Inc. is the recommended awardee in the amount of $655,395. We're expecting this to be completed in December of 2022. I'll note that the existing tank at Twin Creeks is no longer needed and was planned to be demolished and disposed of. Instead, the tank will be relocated where it will be used for wastewater storage. Aquastore is the original manufacturer, which is why this is a single source. And I'll just note that there were multiple other options reviewed before this option was selected, which included leasing a centrifuge, leasing a temporary tank, and purchasing a new tank. I did a comparison for purchasing a new tank, which would have been at least $825,000, in addition to the internal engineering and procurement time and costs to procure that. Additionally, JEA would have incurred the cost to demolish and dispose of the tank at Twin Creeks regardless. So I'm going to pause there and open it up for questions or comments.
Just curiosity, why is it no longer needed? Like, was it never really used at
No, it was meant as a temporary storage solution. They can come in and book the tank pretty quick, and we now recently we're actually building a new bigger tank, and so that was a quick fix for a short term.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 10?
I got so weird.
And a second?
Fano, second.
We have a motion from Laura Dutton, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present our final award item for today.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 11. This one will need some just conversation, discussion. This is a little bit different than what we typically would do, but we are asking the committee to renew. We've got a 1-year renewal on this, but we're also asking to add another year to this contract to make it a 2-year. And so since we don't have another renewal option, technically it would be a contract extension. You would typically see us bring those, one this year, one next year, but we're trying to be very transparent about what we're doing. This is for our primary underground cable, which we keep in inventory stock. Gresco Supply Inc. is our recommended awardee. And the award amount we are requesting for an increase for the 2 years is $15,617,388.21. This would take us through the committee's approval through the end of June of 2024, which aligns us with our secondary cable contract. And so we could bid those out together. What we're seeing in the market, we feel like we would have more of a disruption if we changed vendors, especially over the next 2 years. The criticality of this is pretty high. So we feel like this is the best path forward. We still feel like we're getting the best price in the market, even with the increases that we are allowing them to utilize with this renewal and extension. But this would be a 2-year and then at that time, we're hoping the market will be in a better position for us to not only bid this one, but secondary is going to be up at the same time. But these lead times are quite long. So only doing a year would cause some problems, because I think our lead time is about 52 weeks. So once we start ordering, if we don't have this contract in place, we don't have a lot of leverage to make sure those orders
completed?
Yes, absolutely. So these lead times, if we were to go to market, we think about 52 weeks. Keeping this vendor reduces those to about 30, I believe, is what we have noted here. So just 24 to 30 weeks is what we're looking at, depending on the wire, the cable. I'll just note some of the changes that we are going to allow that we negotiated with this renewal. The index adjustments monthly instead of quarterly. And then upward adjustments of the base price, which is where our index adjustments will be made once we do an increase to the base prices. So this has been a 5-year contract with very little, I mean, just the market increases here and there, but there is a big portion of this that doesn't fluctuate with the market, the way that we have these contracts set up, and that's where that 30% request is coming from. So transportation, labor, the wood reels, other ancillary costs that are fixed that, you know, don't really allow for those adjustments to happen. So it's been over a 5-year period. So we feel good about the relationship. Cresco's been a great partner, and believe this is the best interest for us to move forward, just from a supply chain disruption and trying to keep things status quo.
Any issue with a 2-year renewal?
I mean, that's why we're bringing it kind of, Rebecca can chime in, but that's why we're asking the committee to do 2 things today, would be the 1-year renewal and the contract extension, which gives us that flexibility to do the 2 years versus just the 1 that was allowed. But we want to be transparent about it. I mean, Cresco said they would do it for a year, but we don't feel like that really gets us much in the grand scheme of things with these lead times and storm season coming up, all of the above. And it would be expiring beginning of storm season next year, so just gives us some time.
Yeah.
Rebecca, is there anything else you'd like to add in regard to the extension? I know you've reviewed it.
Right, so I think that, you know, we're documenting all of our approvals here by having it included with the award here. So basically what we're looking at is a renewal and a contract amendment to provide for the additional extension. But yeah, I'm okay with it.
Thank you.
I think we just need to change language a little bit in the write-up. I think it says the vendor agreed to a 2-year renewal. I just want to make sure we're saying it's 1-year renewal and 1-year contract extension, just really to be aligned with the original contract language. Yeah.
Yep. Kenny, did you hear that? We'll make that change just to
I'll make that change, and then the very last paragraph, it request approval for a contract increase. I'll change that to a contract renewal and extension.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good suggestion.
You may have mentioned this already and I just missed it, but how was this one originally procured?
It was a competitive ITN.
Any other questions, comments? All right. I want to hear from Ricky. I know he likes this one. Pass it back to the chair.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve Award 9 with amendments?
Great, so moved.
And a second?
How do we second?
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Hai Vu. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, motion is adopted. The entire agenda representing items 1 through 6 and 8 through 11 is approved for May 26, 2022. As a reminder, we have Laura Shepis that will be joining us when we meet next as a new committee member. And I'd like to thank Laura Dutton again for serving on the committee.
That's why I was here in person. I wasn't for Joe. Send you off.
Take that, Joe.
Is there any other business to come before the awards committee at this time? All right, seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.